Everyone,
Yeah, we're
good to
using,
see you all this morning.
we're using no.
Is it? You are. Please sit down. Mr. John Billingsley and his burrito, ladies and gentlemen.
Guest and pest rhyme. Just putting that out there. Welcome everybody to the third day of Star Trek. How's yours going so
And I keep eating as we talk.
Yeah,
I would
you
hope so.
Is that rude?
We're gonna do a burrito tasting later on.
First of all, we haven't invited you on yet, so you can do whatever you want.
Oh, he's here, but he's not here. He's like the hologram.
Wait a second. The nose. Is that no? I cannot do anything I want?
No, Jessica, stop talking is what it is. No, Jessica, let John shine. I am the famous eating and talking person. So this makes me feel right at home.
Are you jealous that he's eating right now?
No, because there's eggs and eggs are disgusting.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I don't. I hit a wall with eggs about 3 or 4 years ago. I wish I could explain it. I used to have a hard-boiled egg every day. I made a great
I clocked out at you for throwing eggs at a wall and you hit a wall with it.
Actually, sir, the only thing we looked forward to after hunting and scavenging them, which I will get to that point, was throwing the yolk at the valley brick wall.
Is that fun for you? We're taking out aggression and
Siblings figuring out a weird way to enjoy a day.
okay, so you're throwing eggs at each other, then at the wall.
No,
You
I
want
mean,
a swig of Tabasco?
I would actually, sure.
Only in my coffee.
Right, folks, who's gonna pay me to do this?
All right, so as you know, I am not John Champion. I'm going to do my very best to be John Champion today, but there is only one John Champion. So give it up for John Champion, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize if there's a little stumbling in the road, but I haven't really done the format, and John handed me his iPod. He's like, do this, please. I'm like, okay, I will. And I'm going to read exactly what he has here, but I'm going to lean on Jessica very heavily because she is the experienced podcaster right now on this stage, with an exception of maybe Mr. John Billings.
We don't need to lift me up to disparage you, you know?
Oh, yes, I do. I'm not nearly as sparkly in all of the spotlight.
That's also fair, yes. This anyway, welcome folks. I actually couldn't be more happy. Now, Norm is the reason that I actually get to do this every year because you couldn't make it on 2021.
That's right. So she's taking advantage of my illness in 2021. So that's why she's sitting there, and now I'm taking advantage of John's.
Actually, probably the way many people in the industry are get to be known because someone doesn't show up, someone's sick, or they quit, and you get bumped from extra to.
This is literally like how the mirror universe works. You just like take advantage of other people's despair and rise to their ranks.
Don, how many people have you stepped on to get to here today? 5. I believe that's probably true. Are the people who mutter your name when they go to sleep at night and go that? Yeah. Yeah. I think that's how you know you are successful, folks. Yeah, no, you're good.
Are we day 2 or day 3?
We are day 3. So if you're gonna guide your eyes.
I'm ready now.
There we go. I'm
Avert your eyes from John Billingsley to our screen. Do we bring up the screen? Can we bring up the There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is gonna be your schedule here on the Roddenberry stage. Anything you want to highlight that interests you, John?
I think I interest me.
Yes, you do. So
The morning show. Whose dumb idea was that?
Started a little earlier.
John, I know we don't know each other that well, but this is the worst job you can hire me. And now we have Tabasco in my mouth.
I'm going to be in the match game.
It's going great.
I'm going to be in the match game at 3:30.
I feel like the match game was made for you.
Yes.
Was it
My
made for
answer to everything is going to be penis. The question is, the answer is penis.
Okay, I'm gonna
So if you're a contestant, you've got an in with me.
literally.
So one of the categories is mightier than the sword, right?
Question. You had to do the match game when it was invented in the 60s.
Yes.
How would you say penis without saying penis? In
Oh,
that era?
well, Lord have mercy. Feather duster, Mr. McGillicuddy.
The one-eyed
Mission
friend.
Walk after dark, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Very good. People were more clever back then. I don't know. That's not a thesis point. So we are the morning show. I work about 75% of the time mentally, and then 25% normally scared.
Yeah, and I'm leaning on that 75%.
Very good. There's several different meetups going on stage here. So if you have a cosplay that fits into a category, like I don't fit into a cosplay category.
I'm waiting for the Hawaiian shirt cosplay.
You don't fit in anywhere.
No. gonna have to have another separate panel for that.
No, you are the, don't fit.
Oh, that's the panel.
That's the norm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
should
you.
really read
They
the
have an
notes.
old fat character actor cosplay.
I feel like that's the Bob's Big Boy across from
Definitely ready
Paramount.
for that.
You are leaning into that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm deciding, my way right now, I'm deciding between best friend or overweight, uncomfortable person.
Here's my new idea for a show: old fat flocks. Every episode begins with old fat flocks sitting in a rocking chair. Doctor, exciting adventures. Here, let me show you. And then flashback music, and a bunch of young people run around in their underwear and act it out. Then it comes back to me at the end. Stay tuned next week for another episode of Old Fat Blocks. Number 1 on the call sheet. I only have to work like an hour a day.
I feel like, yeah, and so it says in 2023, what?
Now that's not promoting anything because that show's not actually on the air.
It doesn't exist.
Not yet.
But what kind of sexual escapades do you think we would be able to see since 2023? Would you relive any of those as well?
Sure, but in my younger self getting it on, you understand? I would just have a little twinkle in my eye, little memory twinkle.
It's like,
Right? Yeah, exactly.
it's like you're the Santa Claus of that franchise, basically.
Well, yes, thank you. Mull that over. The Santa Claus
Of that franchise.
That franchise.
Wonderful. So yeah, different cosplays, animation cosplay, the card cos. What can we say that? The card cosplay meetup. He's a character.
It's the sequel show of the 3rd season of the other show that we can't talk about.
So I'm going to use this one opportunity to talk about the meetup. The Orville meetup is directly after the panel for that show that
that's right.
I'm hosting with Mike Pritchard. So you might want to come to that at the main stage.
Applause for that.
That's a pretty big deal, folks. Come on. And I think that's about it. You can keep an eye on what's going on there. Scavenger Hunt is another thing that's going on. If you gathered all the pictures for selfie day, or even 2 of them, you're going to want to talk to Alex or Holly over there. They're going to judge whether your photos are even good and give you points.
Say hi to Alex and Holly over there. There they are.
And what we did yesterday, 3 people had gotten all 10. And
Wow, really?
I mean, truly, I mean, what I like about it, and we talked about this before,
The judge, like, what? Really?
you're really suffering from John not being up here. Oh, not you. You know.
He's suffering, ladies and gentlemen. Mustn't be.
No, you're doing great.
Oh, I am.
No, I'm living in my head too much right now. So it's a good opportunity to put yourself out of your shell, talk to people, and include yourself. Do we have a list of what? Okay, yes, wonderful. These are scavenger hunts. Go ahead and read it for us.
What is it? I can barely read. I don't have my reading list, but I will try. I will make up things. Identity Day. That sounds like an episode of a show that we can't really reach. That's a great.
Identity Day is a very good way to say it without saying. All right, so a couple things that you're going to want to take a picture of, see if you get all 10. A captain, a nondescript captain, a doctor.
A doctor.
You could have dislocated an arm and go to the hospital, and you can take a picture of a doctor there. Or
Old fat character actor.
you can get
Or
I think
Larry
you would
Nemeczek.
count.
Or Larry Nemeczek, not a real doctor.
an engineer, a dribble, a salt vampire. We did see a salt vampire
Yes,
running around
Salt
here.
vampire is here.
An incredibly scary costume. A scientist, a warrior, a cyborg.
The millionaire and his wife, a movie star, and the rest.
Well, I was gonna say
Plastic.
a pet,
Plastic.
which you can take a picture of me because my Dom is upstairs, and a
Dom
red
is
shirt
upstairs.
from their pet.
Oh, you said dog.
Dom,
Oh, Dom.
yeah. DOM.
Dominic Keaton
Yes,
is
yes.
upstairs.
Yeah,
You got Dominic Keaton stashed upstairs?
I'm his pet.
So that's the picture of a pet, or Dom's the picture of the pet.
And a red shirt. Now, I don't know if you'll get a half point if you just take a picture of my friend Scott, who happens to be wearing a red shirt, or a franchise red shirt, but you be the judge. Have fun, do what you will.
I want to get back to Dominic Keaton and stashed upstairs.
So
Is he being held against his will?
We have a contract that says that I can't answer that. He didn't allow me to answer that question.
Okay, so for all the fans, to be honest, because there are so many different colors and so many different uniform changes and divisions, do we have to clarify red shirt, Dan?
I mean, this is your time to shine, Norm. Go for
Okay,
it.
so we have red shirt. Traditionally is on the one with the old scientists. That's operations. That's red. The security. They usually die. But in the other series, it's yellow. So does that count?
That's up to the discretion of the judges.
Judges, what do you say?
Well, let's.
Judges, can you hear me? Did you pay attention to us?
Yeah, I think since I think, however.
Okay, so Holly, our resident expert, say hey, then her wonderful ensign row costume. By the way, give it up for Holly. Applause, please. So we have a little bit of a technical question, Holly. So in terms of the red shirt photo for the scavenger hunt, are we doing in terms of operations or are we doing an actual red shirt? Yes.
I think that's right.
Can I interrupt you just for a second? Is that a duck in the front row?
That is a doctor, actually.
It's a doctor. Well, yeah, there's a picture right there. Do you need a picture of a duck and a doctor?
And a bat.
That guy's doing double duty. Are you a duck, sir? I can't quite see you from here.
I don't know what he is. He's, if you watch Lower Decks, the animated
Wait,
show.
don't talk about yourself in the third person. You're a duck. Baby, you are a duck.
But yeah, he's the counselor on
Oh, Counselor Duck. Okay.
Duck. Yeah.
All right, fabulous.
Even though it is a sentient character, you could potentially be a pet as well.
And a red shirt if you really
I
like.
just admire anybody who wakes up like 7:30 in the morning, possibly takes a shower, has a cup of coffee, and dresses like a duck.
Possibly being the operative word.
So we got let's see. So the red shirt. So that's the scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt for today. So make sure you take a picture of all of that. There really should be the scavenger hunt picture of the scavenger hunt list. That should be on there somewhere because everyone's taking photos of that information on your phone.
I love it. All right. So we kind of gone through what's going to go on through the day. When you're here in and out getting some food, you're going to see the schedule. If you talk to my friend Scott, you'll get $1 off an item over there until 10:30. And now, if you've been joining us or if this is your first time joining us, you get to learn a Klingon word of the day.
Yes, so we have our guest Callie and Callie with the word of the day. Hello, Callie. Callie.
Let's welcome in Callie, everybody from Lambda Quadrant.
Applause.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
I mean, this is technically a red shirt, so get creative, folks.
This is my first time on with you.
Take a risk.
Did I do the applause right? Applause?
No, you're saying it wrong. We had this discussion.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. I'm trying my very best.
I'm gonna say you're wrong, but Norm's also saying it incorrectly.
I get Norm's closer.
Thank you. And this is why I replaced.
Everybody pronounces the first consonant like a regular K in English, and it's not. It's a
Applause. Applause for that.
Here, relax and inspiring.
So Kelly,
Normally 2 minutes.
Early slamming sounds, I think.
You have come to the wrong party, my friend.
so tell us, remind us the 2 words we've learned, or the words we've learned today.
Yeah, so the first day we learned the words for writer and actor for obvious reasons, hopefully. And yesterday I taught everyone how to say gay in Klingon.
Say gay.
Harengan.
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 How do you say old fat character actor? I don't have a Klingon dictionary in my head, unfortunately. Find me later. We'll get there.
There's a colloquialism somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's
So
so.
I think there are literal words for that. I just don't know them off the top of my head.
Is it John Billingsley?
I haven't seen any old fat character. John Billingsley.
That was this burrito coming up later.
I'm gonna play that Klingon.
That's what happens in Tabasco. It's early in the morning.
I'm old fat, sitting on the back, never does anything, sits in a chair. I think John's doing great. I feel like John's doing very good.
Talking about going to the chair, but I actually have less energy than you do. I know that for a fact. You are running around this con and owning it. So, I mean, basically, it's the John Billingsley con at this point, right? I'm not pandering to you either.
My paycheck does not represent that.
I think we can move to that too. So, what are we learning today and why?
So I kind of threw a lot at everyone the first 2 days. So we're going a little simpler today.
We know our Klingon friends love honor. Yes. So, can I have my first slide up, please? So, Dachjaj Shlokmu Weroch. Today we're going to learn an appreciation word. Next slide. Kuv, which is a verb that means to be honored or to be honorable. So, a cool thing about Klingon is that there are a lot of things that you can say using prefixes and suffixes in Klingon. So there are a lot of things where an entire sentence is a single word. So, chokuvmo. Klingons don't do politeness, right? We're not generally a polite group of folks. So in a situation where you might want to say thank you, you can say chokuvmo. You honor me. So cho is a prefix that means you do something to me. And moch is a suffix that means cause. So the subject of the sentence causes the object of the sentence to do the verb. Does that make sense? Did we follow that?
9 a.m. in the morning.
Right. I've not actually had coffee yet today, so I'm like not 100% sure.
Grammar addition by subtraction.
Yeah. And so these are if you've been here before, these are sounds that we have seen before. So the lowercase q is kind of like an English K, but you do a weird thing with your tongue. Yeah. And the capital H is a softer. So chokuvmo. Let's do it one syllable at a time. Cho. Mo. Chokuvmo. Chokuvmo. So anytime somebody does something cool for you this weekend, say chokuvmo.
Don't say that on the airplane going home.
Yes. Absolutely correct.
Not get you anything.
Yeah. We want everyone to make it home safely. So yes, be ambitious.
Like, I don't have that many bags of pretzels. I don't know what you're saying.
Small.
Thank you.
I once tried to do a bit by answering a phone call as I was exiting a plane, and it happened to be a Klingon speaking friend, and we were doing Klingon while I was on the plane, and I legitimately had that thought. I was like, oh, I should probably not do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No comment.
Right. It's like we're laughing, but it's also like a really sad commentary, right? Because we know that's just racist.
Well, the point is there are plenty of Muslim people who can't speak their natural language and not be questioned. That's all my only point.
Yeah,
but
really
but the point is humor in truth as
It's
well.
also overkill. You honor me with your pretzel.
It's too much.
Thank you for honoring
I
me.
would appreciate it if you didn't judge my food feelings. Pretzels are very important to me.
You honor me with your tender sensibilities.
Sensibility impressive.
Pretzels are a very important part of my life, friend.
I'm just basking in the glory of this.
I'm loving all of this. I really am. So, football. So thank you.
You did it. It's perfect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The first time you've heard that.
Just say, can I have a second gin and tonic, please?
It works for everything.
I don't believe you. They're sucking me in to embarrass
By the way, I always lose my train of thought when Jessica comes over and taps me on the
There's no specific word for chin in Klingon, but you say hada, which is so like any sort of alcoholic beverage is hit. So lots hit another alcohol, vanech, I want.
I'd like to narrow it down to my specific drink choice.
Or you could say like chin hit.
So like the Klingons, they don't have like gin and bourbon and it's just like alcohol.
They have blood wine.
That's it. That's all they got.
There's blood wine.
I'm so pissed off.
There's blood wine. There's warnog. Yeah.
What's more?
So before,
You know, what's going on?
It doesn't mean I know everything.
All right, look
okay,
at Red Black.
for our esteemed guests, as much as we would love to keep this rolling on, it's probably the best part of the meeting.
Because I think they're about to get to
One
this.
more round of Klingon word of the day. So for the Klingon word of the day, this is football. Football. You honor all of us. Thank you very much,
Aw, I
Callie,
love that.
for the word of the day.
Particular guest plus one or two guests. Yeah, that was the
Two
wrong way.
guests.
That was the wrong way to
One
say it.
plus one.
I had the pleasure of meeting one of them or interviewing them my first year here 2 years ago, and they are hosts of an awesome podcast, not better than Roddenberry podcast, but
Who is?
as good. If you're
Maybe
a
the
fan
Trekkies.
of The Greatest Generation, is anyone a fan of that? Cannoli.
Why the audience is here?
I wonder if they dragged your asses here. I'm sure they did. I'm really pushing it with the PG-13 this morning. Let's welcome in our next guest, Adam and Ben of The Greatest Generation. So what's going to happen is I'll move here.
Do we have microphones? Yes, we do.
You honor me.
That's how you do it.
Hello. Love your shirt here. Love it. Love it.
Marcel.
Boy, it's
Hi,
getting hot and heavy
Good
on
morning.
this stage, it looks like.
the morning show.
So what Sean and Callie did was foreplay in arguing about Klingon words, and here we are.
So am I the plus one of Greatest Gen? Is that
Yes.
the implication?
That was not the right thing to say, Jessica. It's not like I'm always eloquent, but I'm always,
Always.
to be either laughed at or laughed with.
75%, 25%. So you have the funny and eloquent. And if there's room for you on the sofa.
In laying down, sure.
I really love this.
I just didn't want to make it about me, and somehow I did by being taller than everybody. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
You just flew in last night?
Yeah, I had a late night flight. Adam's been here.
Yeah.
Adam already smells like Vegas.
One thing I learned about Adam early on is he can only be here for 2 days and then he has to leave.
Yeah. Legally, I'm obligated.
Actually,
There's a terms of my parole.
So I did want to talk, because this is a podcast audience. I think the podcast is just one step away from us all being together in a room talking. It's kind of, have you ever listened to a podcast and you're like, I really just want to talk to those guys?
In that same room with those people.
Say that again?
And I just want to sit in that same room with those people, have a drink, have some pizza, some pretzels, perhaps.
Yeah.
Jump forward, my life.
Is that Klingon for pretzels?
Back up and review the day's work so far.
If they're Klingon pretzels are two of them, and they're very much together.
It was like a 50-50 shot.
So how did the Greatest Generation start for you guys?
It started very much like that, like the room where you're talking to your friends about Star Trek. Like we were texting each other and occasionally tweeting at each other, and I think we just realized that like we could hit the ball back and forth all day with the Star Trek jokes, and we kind of wanted to do a project together of some kind. And I texted Adam and I was like, dude, I hate to suggest this, but Star Trek podcast?
Because there is a connotation of, hey,
Yeah.
you can't do it, podcast.
I mean, now I have to like go meet my wife's work friends and tell them what I do for a living, and it's weird.
I do think we've crossed over into an era where if you can make a living as a podcaster, you've made it, man, right?
Yeah, we're living the best. We're very fortunate.
It's a great, embarrassing life.
Hey, but it led us to each other,
It's true. Now we're best friends.
Yes, it's true.
So how long
And I'm
have
a plus one in that whole situation.
But my
you guys been doing this podcast? How many shows? How many years?
More than 7 years, and like total podcast episodes that we've done, like 800, 900.
Have I been on your podcast? No.
Is it really a podcast if you haven't been on it?
Have I been on your podcast?
No. I think,
We've been,
I think you remember.
we've had like 3 guests ever, so.
Yeah.
Wait, you've only got 3 guests in 800 episodes?
Yeah, we feel like
It's just you two guys gabbing.
it's just us.
Man,
Would you
I don't
believe
know if you can tell we're like weird around other people.
Yeah, I was backstage with him a minute ago.
And we'd like to apologize, and our lawyer is right over there. But you guys have some fun rapport things. You managed to not just make it two dorky dudes talking about Star Trek.
We have.
Well, in my esteemed opinion, I got to watch the live show that you guys just recently did, and everyone in the audience that was chatting along with me, He's like, you guys were doing all the bits were there. So you managed to up this production value to be so much more. And how did that happen? Was that just an organic thing, or you found out that it was really great when you talked like an old car salesman or something?
Can you do that, please?
Actually, oh, let's hear the origin story of becoming an old car salesman from the old car salesman. What? I don't know.
I'm lost, man.
Isn't there a story where like you could get this thing where you play music underneath yourself?
What is the embarrassing is
Okay,
that she's
lost
on a
everyone.
whole different couple of podcasts.
I really feel like
Honestly,
This is the greatest generation, right? So.
it's a seasoned improviser, and I can't hang with this improvisation.
you did a bit where you played music under you while you were basically selling something.
Oh, you know what? We're talking our bar rescue bit, which we've been doing a lot lately.
Oh, right.
And
Jesus, I'm the asshole.
Nice
right?
job, Jessica.
It's a bit.
Hey, whoever suggests that, you guys can come up on stage and do the show.
Yeah, like
two podcasters for your show, and they're telling you.
I very much appreciate that we're doing the bit where somebody during a Q&A asks a Star Trek actor about a very, very specific bit that happened like 30 years ago. And I did what?
Right.
What was the
Everybody,
combination on
okay.
that clock when you guys beat down on the planet?
yeah. We should have brought our iPad with all our music cues on it.
We truly need
We
that.
could have turned this into a whole thing, but yeah, we
John Champion said, "Don't make us look bad." So
Yeah.
we just left all their tech at home.
Well, that's why John didn't do the show.
How's that? How's
This
that?
is what happens. You know?
Exactly.
Thinking one well?
over the years we've really latched onto a lot of like extremely marginal characters, like a lot of characters that like you would be like probably disappointed if you got their trading card in the pack of Star Trek trading cards. We're obsessed with Biff Yeager, who was like the first engineer on the Enterprise D, and he got kicked off the show for a letter writing campaign. Like, we love Biff Yeager, you should make him a main cast character. And all of the letters made it to Paramount before his episode aired. So they were like, you ginned this up and it's weird and you're not going to be on the show anymore. And we have like one of the original letters, like somebody like got one and sent it to us, and we're obsessed with Biff Yeager. We love him.
So cancel that old fat Phlox letter writing campaign.
Never mind. Forget about that. Holy moly.
Not on the contrary, let's get that campaign going today. Everybody here, write a letter. We want Phlox back.
Can I be sitting in a rocking chair next to Biff Yeager?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like the old Star Trek home.
We want the old fat blocks trading card. That's what we want.
Yes.
It's a big card.
The oversized card, the 11x17, the tabloid size, for the tabloid page.
Yeah. Adam's shirt is a reference to Kern, Worf's brother, who we talk about Kern basically every episode, and I
But
think
this
he was
is-
in
It's
7
also
total.
a typeface joke.
Yeah.
Because the 2% of a 2%er is.
Yeah, the kerning is bad on the shirt.
You can't get enough typeface jokes.
I've always thought so.
Wait, Worf has a brother? That's a deep cut mission on
You know, Worf is
I don't
like,
know how much to it.
I don't remember whether he does or not.
You do not bring him honor.
well, just like Worf doesn't know he has a kid, basically, too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Basically the same exact
And
thing.
like, got a whole season of a second chance to talk about it. And
Didn't Riker have a kid though that also went bye-bye? Or
well, yeah, but
It's just like dark.
for that father.
I mean, Riker also had a clone of himself that went that became a terrorist and then went.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one with the beard? No, the other one with the beard.
sideburns.
He, he peels away.
I don't know why I
The,
love beard.
yeah.
But you can see, if you want the fun, you're at the wrong stage. Wait, hold on. I mean, differently. This is the right stage to be
Yeah,
in.
you came to the right weird
Sean, please
empty.
help.
You were such a morning person.
You're doing a great job.
We would be remiss. We would be remiss. We have a few minutes left, but I want to make sure that that you guys have the chance to talk to all of your fans out there, let them know who you are and where you are, what you're doing on social media, what you're going to be doing at the convention. And then we have to give at least an hour and a half to cover some of the stuff that John Billingsley is here for, so that we can get on with the rest of the day before we have to go to dinner.
You're able to go to dinner.
Cancel your con. I'm here to talk all day.
So fellas,
What is actually your podcast?
okay, so we have two shows. We have one that's called The Greatest Generation, and we're currently reviewing Voyager on that, but we've done all of TNG and all of DS9. And then our other one is The Greatest Trek, which is our new Trek podcast. So we're just finishing up Strange New Worlds on that show. Our producer Wendy is here in the audience, and she helped us on both shows. And yeah. That's what we do.
We have a live tour starting up at the end of August. We're doing, I think, 17 dates.
17?
Yeah, all around the country.
Can we cancel that Ohio one at least?
We're gonna do a lot of them. You better be there then.
Right.
Sorry,
There and bring pretzels.
our Cincinnati date literally fell through.
Okay, 16 dates is what I mean to say. Come and see us.
Make it 17 again.
All right, we're back up to 17.
All right.
You can get them on your Zoom for your
Can you give your address so that people know where to go?
Do I get to be on the show?
All right.
Yeah, you can sit in. You know. No.
Yeah, greatestgentour.com is where you can get tickets.
Yeah.
That's the plug.
Those shows are super fun. People get wasted and we have a great time.
That's awesome. Callie, are you doing anything else on this stage?
Yeah. I work with a group called the Lambda Quadrant. We're your Star Trek fan group. We will be here at 11:30 to talk about Star Trek's subcultures.
Interesting.
I didn't know there were any. That's great.
Well, you should come to the panel at 11:30. We will have much to share.
John, what about you?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, in terms of POFOCO.
Yes.
Okay.
There's an organization that I help support called the Hollywood Food Coalition. God, I hate to get serious, but it's the one thing I do talk about seriously. It does wonderful work for people who are experiencing homelessness and hunger in the Los Angeles area. We rescue about 2.5 million pounds of food a year, and we share it with about 150 other social service organizations. And we also work with a lot of other neighborhood groups to try and figure out some systemic solutions to homelessness and hunger. We try and link groups together so that we can add more refrigeration, more storage capacity, more culling capacity, more pickup and distribution capacity. And mostly we also try and find ways we can all work together to help people in need throughout the LA County area. Every year we host an event, and I'm not sure I can say the name of it.
I'll do it for you. Trek Talks.
Fabulous. It is a 6 to 8 hour digital Jerry Lewis-esque telethon. You'll never guess who plays Jerry Lewis. With my wonderful co-host Bonnie Gordon, we have their musical interludes. We have 50 or so guests. Last year we had Scott Bakula, we had Anson Mount. I'm really hoping I can get Jolene Blaylock to appear this year. We have behind the scenes folks. It's sort of a big convention where you don't have to get out of your pajamas to watch. And a fundraiser for the Hollywood Food Coalition last year, we raised $110,000.
Holy moly.
Yeah. It's great. With a huge shout out to Mr. Roddenberry, who made a significant contribution and continues to support us. We are scheduled to do this event on January 13. That is not a promotional announcement. It just happens to be a straight date. Well, it fell out of my mouth. If the strike does not settle soon, we may have to push that date. But consider checking us out at, what is that again?
Trek Talks.
And you can listen to it on this very network.
Certainly can. I think that's one important point, is that we all want to find ways to help. And just because that whole day is awesome and that you see all of your favorite people talk, that doesn't mean you have to wait until then to get involved or find different ways to help. And it's always amazing when someone like John knows how to organize people. Sometimes we feel so helpless. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll throw one last thing out. Tomorrow at 3:30, there is again, I'm limited by what I can say. Can you say the name of the
I'm just gonna do it for Star Trek.
No.
Directivism.
Thank you.
Oh, I understand.
Yes, it's a panel. We'll have some lovely guests talking about ways that the entire population of fans can get involved in their community, support interesting causes. one of the things we're really trying to do this year is to expand our capacity to speak to each other and learn from each other about ways that we can all make Mr. Roddenberry's vision come to life.
That's what's up. So here's what's going on here. We are gonna decide the Scavenger Hunt winner.
That's right.
But before we do that, I did want to highlight something very cool over there in the guy with the red shirt who gave you all those tickets. He has a book called Naming Your Little Geek. And if you wanted to name your little geek flocks, you could using his book. And he's selling it for $20. That's $5 off of the, it's normally 25, and it's 20 today. It's actually an adorable book. You don't need to have a child or need to name a child to get the book. You can name a dog or a pet.
Pets. Or rabbits.
I'm a
or
pet.
chickens.
Ben and
So
his
that's
wife
got to
named their baby Jerome to the board.
So you're gonna want to talk to Scott if you even just want to peruse the book or give it a look through, because it's just a really great together book. So,
Okay, so coming up next here on the stage, we are going to have I Don't Fit Into Any Category cosplay meetup at 9:45, and then after that, we are going to have Bingo Bonanza at 10:30.
I have $1 off ticket that I will sell for $2 if anybody wants to find me.
Goes to charity.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
We thank all of our guests that have come here today. God willing, Callie has been on here today, and Adam and Ben, the greatest generation. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you tomorrow next morning till tomorrow.
Thank
Have a
you
great
so much.
convention, everyone.
while they bring the stage, we're gonna find out who our Scavenger Hunt winner is. I'm sure we have one. Thank you all for joining us. You can hang out.
Holly Anus with the Scavenger Hunt winner.
Hi, guys. All right, we had 4 people all attend tonight.
What? Oh, let's get a, yeah. Can I help you? Yeah.
Okay, Winnie, Melissa, Carrie, and Jennifer.
Come on now.
Okay, now, Winnie, you won yesterday, and the prize is the same. Do you want to participate? Okay.
This one works. When hold that ball. Don't participate, that means you can potentially win tomorrow. There's prizes, there's cumulative prizes and a prize every day. So, like, what did they just win? A poster. They're running right now. We have Winnie at all 20 photos have been collected by Winnie. Melissa has also collected all 20 photos. Carrie's at 19. Sandy is at 18. Lee is at 16, and Doc is at 10. Now, Doc might be able to take a picture of themselves. All right, folks, we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for everything.